Hi, welcome to another video on my propelled carriage, which is controlled by the BeagleBoard via the fischertechnik robot interface. Last time I tried to get the signaling done by using a light sensor, a lens lamp with a light sensitive transistor, and put here into the digital interface 8, and that didn't work as expected. And to test if I did use the right code, I used this switch into digital interface input 1. That works without any problem. So the question is, why doesn't the light switch work as intended? So first let me try to run it again the way it is now and see whatever can be done. So I'm starting the software. And you can see that the light is blocked by the switch or by the carriage, and that should give either a 0 or 1. But looking on screen, that doesn't really work. What also does not work is that this light constantly burns, while it should only burn when this light is blocked. So there are a few things that need to be taken care of. On screen, which I will show you soon, it is shown that the distance is maximum 12 and at the shortest 2, which is quite good actually. It means that the full length of the track is used. For now the carriage seems to be stable, and the wire is just long enough right now. So what happens if I push the controller a little bit that way? It goes even. It will go further. It just stays at 12, but it's okay. So I think it's time to diagnose again and see what happens. So although you see here bad speed value for output, you see it is running, and so I will probably need to adjust the propeller speed. That said, looking at digital 8.1, you don't see digital 8.0.1, which is here. And this is the problem. And if I stop this right now and let me shrink this and go to the interface. I'm fine with this. And then I need output 5 if I remember correctly. This is the lens lamp, so I put that to maximum. The motor is on output 4. And by shear force I made the carriage derail, so and you see here it is behind. It is now at the light sensor part of the track, and input 8 is 0. So I put it the other way around, and already as soon as it leaves the sensor it goes to 1. So this proves that in the diagnosis interface it still works. No problem there. Okay, this is not smart. I need to have it running. All I need to do is close the interface. Anyway, where the problem lies is yet to be seen. Another point is of course that the other light is not is burning constantly, but let's focus on the digital 8 because let's run it and use the sensor, the switch sensor. I press it and you see here it is already 1. I release it, it's 0. And I press it, it's 1. I release it and it's 0. So the question is, why is this working? Why is this working correctly while this isn't? So there has to be a reason, and if I look at the if conditions, that's no different. If I look at the commands, I will have to look at that as well. Input 5, output 5 I should say. Output 5 is the carriage. Let me just check, and that should be only when it's here. So the lamp should be only in this part, but I'm already wandering off because the digital 8 does not work correctly, and from this I can't tell why. It may be because I put the sleep out. So with the sleep included, let's run it again, see what happens. But yet again, you can see that it now it should be 1. It should be 0 actually now. It should be 0 now. So so this isn't working at all. Yeah, time to set some more code. So when checking the output and the code, I have made some notes. This is that control lamp, and this is the lens lamp, and this indeed should be burning all the time, and this one is the control lamp next to the light sensitive transistor, which should only burn let's see if it is not activated. So let's say it is this. If this is really so, 1, when is it 1 anyway? So let's put on the second motor, and of course I have to open the interface. So what I first have to do is put 5 on the maximum, because this is the lens lamp. Then I blow it to the alright. Now it is blocking the light, and it is off. Blocking the light means it is off. Input 8 is 0. And now it is 1. It is away. Blocking the light is 0. Go to the code. Blocking is 0. So there's no light on the transistor, and this, and then this should be alright. This means that if it is 1 and the carriage is not with the at the position of the lens lamp, then the lamp should be 0. That means that this will go out, and this one will go out as well. Then what is next? A strange thing, bad speed value for output. And I don't quite get it, because here the motor is set to 6. It can only be, it would only be here, but this is 4. So where does that come from? I have no idea, but with this checked. And again, in the diagnosis it works. Let's run it again, see what happens. Now it should be 0. What could be possible is that I have to build a delay here. That would be an option, to build a delay here so it has the chance to actually signal it. However, running it and using the manual switch, I press 1, it signals 1, I release it and it immediately shows so the speed with which I press and release it is quite well. But what would be then the point that this one doesn't work? Should I give it more time? Actually no. And let's get back to the interface. So this is still set. Let's run it. Here's something not quite right. Now it is. Right. I go there. Now you can see at the same delay as I put in the code that there is absolutely enough time for 0 to be signaled. So that is not a problem. A delay is not an option. So, but with all this, let's see. Let's go back to camera and see what happens. Because now I also have put the control lamp in action. And that should be more than fine to check out. So with the very slightly adjusted software, let's run a test again. And see how it works. And this has to work again, of course. And this wire seems to be a little problem. And I noticed that it did give one time a 0, and still, yes, it does give 0. And yes, it gives very shortly a 0. So seemingly, and now it should give 0, does it? Yes. And immediately it gives 1 because it writes away again. So that is a very nice thing. And now for that control lamp. That seems to work as well. It burns very shortly. And it seems to work, by the way, only when it drives away. So that's a bit peculiar. And this is also a point. That this cable seems to hold it. Yes, this is a slight problem. So I should take a slightly longer cable for that. And for some reason also the speed warning isn't coming again. So that's something odd as well. I didn't change any speed setting. So, and then there's something odd again, because the H0 is for some reason gone. So, ouch, that is of course not the intention. Oops. And the H0 is back. So, with this result, let's check on the screen again to show what's actually happening. So, let me show you here. It is showing H0 and it is not consequent in that. Not at all. And that is odd. And I can't scroll back in here. And that's quite unfortunate. So let me guide it a little bit. But that doesn't seem to matter. But the H0 was there. Here again. H0 and back to H1. So the H0 is indeed for a very short time. And here again. And even with higher distance. So it does work, and the only thing I changed, I can't even recall correctly because I didn't change anything. I didn't even extend the sleep. And here no H0s. So it's not really consequent and consistent. On the other hand, the lamp is burning, and that's a very good thing. although it is a little bit short. Well, 1 second is short, but anyway, it's working, so that is a nice result. What can I do more? That remains to be seen in this setup. Someone suggested, and I had thought of that earlier, to hang it upside down. Let's see what that gives, but would that increase stability? Because right now, if anything happens, it derails. And for a monorail, which hangs, of course, I have to change the whole carriage. But for now, I think this is a very nice result, and let me think about what can be extended, because this is too nice an experiment. So, since this was the focus, to get the zero output more frequently, which happens now. Thank you for watching, and to be continued with other nice experiments.